Good morning. This is Tyler Parker, and you are tuned in to Pin Drop Discussions. And today I have the pleasure. I'm not interviewing anybody today. I just wanted to see if you guys were paying attention. I thought it would catch some people off guard. But today we're continuing the conversation about Drividend. And today we're going to talk about the social aspects, the emotional aspects, and the financial aspects of Drividend. I started working on this last night. I was going to release the podcast last night, but that just didn't happen. So going forward, what I'm going to try to do, and you guys hold me accountable to this, Facebook message me, get in the Intellectual Social Club chat, Instagram, wherever you can find it, YouTube, comment, say, hey, Tyler, I haven't, seen the Pin Drop Discussions podcast that you were talking about, because I want to do 3 a week. I want to do 3 podcasts a week, 1 interview a week, and also 1 live late night show a week. So we're working on getting all of that together and just producing more quality content. That is the goal. So it's not just about quantity, because, I do want more information out there for people to come and enjoy and, tune into Pin Drop Discussions and say, okay, I like, the direction that this is going ultimately. However, I also want it to be quality. So when you tune in, it's like, okay, I can dig this. I know nobody says dig anymore, but I like it. I like dig. So how we're going to bring about this today, we're going to bring it in by saying what Drividend is again. And Drividend is the amount of energy, force, or forward motion that an individual puts into their ability to have a reward or a return from that energy that they exerted. So, how does this apply emotionally, socially, and financially? This applies because emotionally, if I am not giving the energy that I want to receive, then I'm not going to receive the energy that I want. And it's not going to continue to drive me in the forward motion that I need so that I can continue doing what I love. And happiness is a very key emotion because we need happiness in our lives. We need peace. Happiness and peace are crucial. And if you're happy at what you do, guaranteed you're going to do it to your fullest extent. Like when I wake up in the mornings and I'm thinking about Pin Drop Discussions, I am excited. I am ecstatic to come to St. Aug, to go into the radio station, because I'm doing what I love, and I love what I'm doing. I love to see the result of not just the financial result, but also I just like seeing the fact that it's growing. I like to see people say, hey, I know what Pin Drop Discussions is. Recognition to say, hey, I see you guys are doing a great job. That is crucial to me, because that means, continue doing what you're doing. And from a social aspect, what that means is if I'm doing it the way that I want to do it, I'm loving the way that I'm doing it, and other people see that and they join in, it now becomes an us. It becomes a we. And that's beautiful, because now one person isn't just shouldering the load. And, when you're in your purpose, sometimes it feels like that you are shouldering the load. It seems like you're all alone. You have no help, no support, and that may not be true, but it feels like it at the time, because you're not seeing what you want to see, because a lot of times when you see purpose, you see the end goal as opposed to the process. And in the process, you need friends, you need to be social. And if you're giving the love and respect and encouragement that you want to receive, then you will receive it in turn. So that's my little 2 cents on that. And speaking of 2 cents, the financial element is important, because you also have to invest not only in yourself and in your purpose and in your craft, but you have to invest in your friends. You have to invest in your emotions. And that comes with a reward. So I'm going to give you an example. Let's say the reward of the recognition causes me to say, okay, I want to, put maybe a new intro song. So I say, okay, I'm going to go find somebody to help me put together an intro song. So I contribute financially to my business, so I'm also contributing to somebody else's business and their vision. And it continues to cycle. And it's like, okay, well, you continue to get recognition, you continue to invest, and then eventually somebody will invest in you what you invested. So your drive shouldn't only be in one area. Your drive needs to be in multiple areas. It needs to be in your emotional area. It needs to be in your social realm. It needs to be in your financial realm, because you have to be able to combine all of these aspects to get a total picture of what your purpose is going to be and what your purpose looks like. Because it's a long road. This process is very long, and it's just crucial that you are positioning yourself to endure the storms, that you're positioning yourself to share when you have, sunshine and happiness and love and peace, and you're full of energy. When you're vibrating at your highest level, it is crucial that you give off some of those positive vibrations to people who maybe aren't operating as high. And what I mean by, operating as high is when people have a bad day. I call those, vibrations when I'm vibrating a little bit lower than where I need to. Like yesterday, I started my day off, it was kind of slow, but I noticed in my life what I needed was worship. When I have those low moments, I said, okay, I need to go ahead and turn on my gospel music and praise Jesus. I need to praise Yeshua and thank Yahweh that I'm here, that I'm alive, and just have a little come to Jesus moment, And I say Jesus and Yeshua because I know him as Yeshua, but a lot of people know him as Jesus. And I use, the name is, I don't get caught up on the name. I'm saved by the grace of Jesus Christ. So I don't mind, hearing another name. I don't mind saying another name because that's what I'm learning. So like God and Yahweh is the same thing. If a lot of people don't know, I use the abbreviation YHWH, which is, Yahweh, just without the consonants. So, I apologize. Without the vowels. Yeah, that's right. So, and that's perfect because sometimes, I mess up. And these little episodes are raw. These are, on my phone, I'm using my Apple headphones. Shout out to Apple, because without this product right now, I wouldn't be able to give you this podcast. I could, give you the podcast from the radio station because that is where I'm currently at. But you have to be able to use what you have. And then, which brings us back to the financial element. When you're able to have an abundance, or sometimes it's going to be a struggle, you still have to be able to set it aside to go ahead and invest in your craft. And that is a plan. Your purpose comes with a plan. And you have to be able to write that down to, map out your vision so you can see where to go. Like, you won't know every twist and every turn, but it's good to have an outline. Like right now, sitting in front of me, I have a pin drop discussion show outline. I don't know which way I'm going to twist and turn in the show because I like to flow. I don't like to just read from my writing. I like to flow. So I decided to come up with an outline, which brings me to my next point, which is the statement. And the statement is, invest in your emotional health. Take time to realize where you're at. That was the point of the story, which is when you're vibrating low, take time for yourself to get into a place to where you can go and bring yourself back to a high place. And sometimes, it's hard to admit that I'm not having a good day. And sometimes it's easy for me to admit that I'm not having a good day. And I get comfortable with saying, I'm not having a good day. Because I had a statement at the beginning of the year, which was, if I have one bad day out of 365, I'm good. And I started getting comfortable with those, and I started having bad weeks. I started having like 7 bad days. And, it just continued to increase because it was becoming a habit. Bad days were becoming a habit for me. So instead of me just embracing that bad day alone, you also have to add some corrective measures to that. Excuse me. So what I do now is I realize when I'm operating low that I need to turn on some music, some gospel music, because sometimes I don't want to hear gospel music. So, every level of bad day is different. But this day, in particular, I noticed that I needed worship. So that's what I did. Some days, I need to go to the gym. Some days I just need to go and do work because that's going to take my mind off of it. But I still need to address the issue of my emotions. So that that self-analyzation is critical. For a social standpoint, as far as your purpose, get around people who you can identify when they are vibrating high or when they're operating at a high level, when they're having good days, and know when they're having bad days. Invest in your friends enough to know when they're high and when they're low and what they need as well, because it's a balance. Your social element is a balance because you need community. That is what we are here for. That is what we are created for. We are created because we need each other. We are a codependent species. I know a lot of people say, I can do it by myself, but sometimes you just need to talk to somebody. You just need to vent, or you might just need to listen to somebody, or you might just want to go and hang around somebody. You might not want to say nothing at all. Just sit there. I've done that before. Just sit there and not talk to people. But it's okay. All of those things are okay. Whatever you do to get to where you need to be emotionally and socially is okay. Financially, you need to be prepared to invest in your craft and invest in yourself, whether that's books, I'm trying to think of other things that you would need financially, because my main thing was books. Like before I started doing the podcast, I invested in books. I actually read 65 before I started doing this. I was proud of myself. I didn't know I was actually going to be doing pin drop discussions on a podcast. I thought it was just going to continue on the web. But then I said, I need to expand. And I got the word and confirmation. And I said, okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then, it keeps growing with each stage. So who knows where I'll be next year. And that is my statement. That is the recap. And I'm going to leave you guys with somebody who is continuing in their purpose and in their craft, who is continuing to invest. My good friend, South Rome. And he has a song called Mime. And I'm going to let you hear it right now. And I want you guys to check his profile out. Check his music out. Don't forget about my brother, Eric Baines, Ricky Baines. Check his music out as well. I'm going to continue to play music. You guys send me what you have. Send me what you have, and I'll, support you guys. Whether it's business, music, arts, anything. Send it to me so we can discuss it and we can have it up here. And this has been Pin Drop Discussions. I'm going to come back and sign off after I give you guys this song. Hope you guys are having a great day, by the way.
Nigga with an attitude, life ain't easy. We need more doctors, but we be aiming for TV. Bad Girls Club, but we treat it like reality. My lyrics vivid pictures, they should sit it in the gallery. I ain't on no soapbox, I don't think I'm better than liars or thieves or these crooked ass reverends. What's the difference? Kinda hard for me to tell. Got niggas that graduated, got niggas that's in the cell. The next generation can dance but can't spell. And they say to get through heaven, you gotta make it through hell. Damn, what kind of sense did that make? And so we drinking and we smoking just to vent and escape. Feeling free inebriated, but I hate it for these girls, dog. Feeling lesser from the pressure that the world caused. And we don't make it no easier. Fantasize about bitches and pictures and wanna be with them. Feeling hypocritical, nigga, I can't stand it. Driven by all my visions, my mind on another planet. Yeah, it's kinda crazy, that's the way that it goes. I'm just praying that the fake get exposed. What's up? This a crazy world that we live in. This a crazy world that we live in. Yeah. And I can't take it no more. I swear I can't take it no more. It's a crazy world. This a crazy world that we live in. This a crazy world that we live in, yeah. And I can't take it no more. I swear I can't take it no more. It's a crazy world. You quit, I failed. This ship is sailed. Don't wish me well. Now that it's over, your heart is colder than sickle cell. Anemic. Man, this life is hard as the cement. It ain't no shortcuts, and it's right I'm taking and seeing it. Why we only look for angels when we be fleeing from demons? Tell me what is that about? How could I forget about when they said we wasn't equal? And in the real world, what did school really teach you? With religion, they beat you in your mind, painting pictures of a Jesus and he white. But if he from the Middle East, can you tell me how that be right? And you losing all your dollars cause it's going to your colleges. Fuck your academics, got a ball to get a scholarship. In other words, you can ball and be stupid and still get recruited by schools that's sick of losing. Isn't that depressing? I never make mistakes, I learn lessons. Knowledge is power, so use your weapons. This a crazy world that we live in. This a crazy world that we live in, yeah. And I can't take it no more. I swear I can't take it no more. It's a crazy world. This a crazy world that we live in. This a crazy world that we live in, yeah. And I can't take it no more. I swear I can't take it no more. It's a crazy world. It's a crazy world. It's a crazy world. Hey, this little light of mine, I'm trying to let it shine. It's a crazy world. Yeah.